let's get into it. Oh, first I need to shut off the AC. Okay, so in my last video, I went over how to configure network address translation on a Cisco iOS router. But I intentionally left out the part on how to configure a DHCP server. If you did watch that video, what I did for testing was I statically configured the host to make sure I had reachability to the virtual internet. I created that loopback, that 8.8.8.8 address. But today I'm going to show you how to configure a DHCP server on a Cisco router. So if you remember our topology, we have the ISP, we have the customer router, and we have the LAN switch. So the goal here is to configure a DHCP server on this router right here. So when we plug into the switch, which is connected here on Gigabit Ethernet 0/1, we should obtain an IP address, default gateway, and DNS server information automatically. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so here we are sitting on the customer router. If you remember from the last video, we have our LAN subnet configured in the 192.168.1.0/24 range. I'll do a show IP interface brief. So the goal here is to hand out IP addresses on the network in this range right here for all of our clients on the LAN. This should be a pretty short video. There's really not a lot to it. It's basically just creating the DHCP pool where you define the network, the default router, DNS servers, and if you want to exclude some addresses, I can show you how to do that as well. So we're going to start by going into enable mode and then global config. And you want to type as IP DHCP pool and then a name. For this one, we're going to type LAN. The next command is network, and then the network that you wish to assign addresses from for your DHCP pool. So again, in this case, we're 192.168.1.0 and /24. Now, you don't have to put the /24 if you are using a Class C address like we are in this example, but say that you were, say that this was a /27 or something like that, where you would want to define the subnet for this network. You would define that here. So we go network 192.168.1.0/24, and now we go default router 192.168.1.1. As we see up here, this is our router. This is our router that's doing NAT. That's connected to our ISP on Gigabit Ethernet 0/0. So for all of our clients on the LAN, we want to point them to this interface right here as their default gateway. So default router 192.168.1.1. And now in this example, DNS isn't really going to have anything to do with it because we're not actually connected to a real provider. We just have that loopback on the ISP router, our virtual internet, our made-up internet, that 8.8.8.8. So we're going to be testing this using a ping, and then of course, ensuring that our client computer gets the correct IP address and whatnot. But for the real world, to set your DNS servers, you would go DNS server and type the address here. So say you want to use Google's DNS 8.8.8.8, which is funny enough that happens to be the virtual or made-up internet address. Something about 8.8.8.8 or 4.2.2.2. But anyways, you would set your DNS servers here. So we'll say, you know, 1.1.1.1 if you wanted to use Cloudflare, and then I think 1.0.0.1. And there you go. That's it. That is it. So IP DHCP pool, and then the name. And again, this has to be configured in global config mode. You set your network statement. The default router, which is going to be the default gateway address that will be handed out from this DHCP server to your clients, and then the DNS servers. Now, there's a whole bunch more you can configure. I'm just keeping this extremely simple, as basic as possible. So this would be your very basic, most simple DHCP server configuration. Now, say that you wanted to exclude some addresses. Now, it's automatically going to exclude this address by default because this is assigned to our gigabit 0/1 interface. So, but let's say there were other. Say you wanted to exclude 192.168.1.2 through 5. You could go IP DHCP excluded address 192.168.1.2, 192.168.1.5. Oh, sorry. And there you go. So anything between 192.168.1.2 and 192.168.1.5 will not be handed out on the network. And that's it. So let's go ahead and plug in a computer to the switch and see if we get an IP address. All right, what do we got here? What is this? What is this? What is this? Oh, it's a USB Type-C port. What do you know? That Surface isn't going to work for this. Oh, what is this? Let's use the Lenovo. Old, but trusty. Okay, everybody close their eyes. I have to put in my fingerprint. This is very sensitive information. Okay, you can open them now. Oh, looks like I was doing something else on here previously. Okay, let's plug this in. Let's plug this into the network. Oh, let's get it off the Wi-Fi first. Let's open up a command prompt. Plug this into our LAN switch. And see what happens. So this should send out a DHCP request. Should be broadcasted, will reach the router, and the router will send out an offer, which the ThinkPad will accept, and we should have that information. If we do an IP config, and we do 192.168.1.6, ha 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 ha, 255.255.255.0, it's our Class C subnet mask, and then 192.168.1.1. for our default gateway. And then even though these DNS servers in this example are insignificant, let's do an ipconfig/all just to make sure that that is correct as well. And there we go, 1.1.1.1, 1.0.0.1. And if we notice that 192.168.1.6 address, that is also taking into consideration the addresses that we set to exclude. So now at this point I should be able to ping 8.8.8.8. And we have reachability. Okay, that's it for this one. Like I said, very simple, not much to it, and that is a very, very, very the most basic DHCP configuration. So there you have it. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or reach out in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would very much appreciate it if you would subscribe. I'm not going to force you to click the notification bell or anything like that, like other people, but if you subscribe, I will be greatly appreciative. And I really, really hope you learned something in this video, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.